Okay, we got some sky in and we got the leaves. Now we're going to get the tree. So we have to mix up some tree colors. And again, we have to stick with the same colors that we had been using. So I'm going to mix up, again, I'm going to use my purple. And this time some orange over here because there's orange in those leaves. And we'll get some cad blue, some ultramarine blue. And we got 3 colors here. Rinse between each. All right. I want to start off my tree light, okay? Because I'm going to build the bark on my tree too. So I'm going to do light by putting some blue and brown together, orange and blue together. And it's going to make a light gray. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Put blue on it as I come down, it'll get darker. All right, again, we have a little bit of an underpainting under that tree. We have a light color underneath. Okay. And remember on your tree, as you go up, the tree gets lighter because the light is up there. Okay. You always got to think about where the light is in watercolors. Come down. Just going to touch this outside edge again. I got some roots in. I got that in there. Now I need to put some rocks or something in the bottom. So let's do a rock, maybe a nice big rock right here, and we'll put a little rock right there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and use our gray colors and a little more orange. And we'll just kind of get some rockiness in here. And I'm going to go with blue. Okay, I just kind of let it paint its own little thing right there. Again, that's what we're working on. We're trying to let it paint itself. Let the watercolors do their thing. Very good. We'll put another little rock right in here. And one right in here. Again, if you remember, one of our goals was that, just we're playing with our paints. We have to do that. This is our way that we let these paints talk to us because they hold a lot of secrets in those paints. I'm telling you, and we got to unlock them. Okay, going back to my big brush now, my big fuzzy brush, and I'm gonna kind of spread it out a little bit. I'm going to make it, see what I'm doing? I'm fanning it out. And I'm going to go into the darker colors now. Orange, ultramarine blue. Start at the bottom. Blue, a little purple this time, and some orange. I have to take a second and fan my brush out again. Sometimes I use my paper towel, and I just suck that up a little bit, fan it out, and I'm just going to go up this tree again. Oh, need more color. I killed it. Got it fanned out still. Turn the brush. I'm going to get a smaller brush now. I'm going to go back into the dark. And I'm just going to add a that underpainting coming through again. I'm trying not to stroke it too much because I want those colors to mingle, really do. All by themselves, they're introducing themselves. Put a little knot in here. Kind of put some darker underneath the root. And I can use this dark color to define some things. Just going to give it some suggestions of a bark. Your eyes will do the rest. Let's put a little dark spot in there. You know how our eyes like the dark and the light together. I'm just going to let that run down. And I'm making this up. This was in my head. Now come up here. I see a little knot. All right. Isn't that cool how that the lighter color really adds to that bark? And we didn't even think it was that important. It was such a light color. I see a little knot here. Sometimes I let my pictures talk to me. And they just kind of tell you, it's like, oh, you need this here, or you need that there. Just and you know what? If it's not the same as a photo, that's okay. We already got the picture. Coming down now, we're getting some definition here. So many times in our around here, our trees are so twisted and bent from the wind. So it's always nice to, from a personality. Now, we'll get a rigger. Excuse me, I have to reach up here. But I had my rigger. Once you start doing watercolors, you will collect a bunch of brushes because you get your favorite brushes. I'm going to use this nice long rigger to see if I can get some nice long things coming out. So what we're going to do now is we want to make the branches and the leaves go together. Let's see if we can do it. Going to get a nice dark color for the branches. All our colors that we've used. And sometimes I just touch up there. I think that's pretty dark. You see me, I'm just going through that orange, going through the blue and the purple. And let's start here. Start with this branch, and let's have one come down here. This is where maybe if you have a lot of coffee, it's okay to do some shaking. And see what I'm doing now? I'm putting in the rest of the story. This is the rest of the story so that our picture comes together. There's going to be a branch that's coming down through here. And again, the steps. We had to, this was first. Then we had our second with our sky, getting that in. Like I said, this is another thing I like about watercolors, is it doesn't just happen. You really have to think about it. And I hope this has helped you to go ahead and try some of this stuff. Put some branches in here. You know how that is around the west here. We always have leaves, but we also have some dead branches that live up there with the live ones. The branch coming this way. All right, and you just give it its personality. I'm gonna do one up here. I see I drew one that came out this way and down over here. Just getting all these different, I'm gonna use a bigger brush right here because I want to make this branch bigger. I want to make this branch a little bigger. I'll go back in with my rigger. My colors that I'm using, all my colors together. And I got some more branches coming off. Fun. Here comes our tree. And when we first started, it's like, what the heck is going to happen with this? What else could we use this for? Oh, there's lots of things. Use your imagination. You know that song, Your Imagination Running Away with You? Let it run. Okay, our tree is just coming alive. We know that it's dark. There's dark parts and light parts. We learn from just looking at nature. I really like that. Some of those, the way the leaves have just done their own thing. They made their own color. See, I got a branch right here. This one's coming out from behind. Remember our touch the branch and pull out. That's how you get your little, you touch your branch and pull out. Okay, so we get those little tiny touch. Okay, I'm going to go up here now. I'm going to do some of these at the top. Now I got a branch coming down here. I drew these in, but you can't. I kind of lost them with my painting. But I just let my brush kind of do its own little thing. Touch the branch. Bring it down. Sometimes I want to hurry it, and you got to just take your time and go back to that branch and pull it out. If I want to, I probably take and, you know, put some more leaves in anywhere I want, you know, after I've got this done. Okay, this is forward. This is a little closer to us, so this is becoming a little darker because we're coming forward. This branch too. I got orange on there. And I've got some leaves down here I gotta attach. Okay, we do have it. We actually have a, it's starting to look exactly like a tree. Just enforcing some of the bigger branches a little bit. Right, I hope you had fun learning that. I would also take my rigger, and I am going to also purple and orange. I would take and I can define some of the things on this tree. Just some darker bark. So a layer. I've got this is the third layer on here. That's okay, and you know that's the 300-pound paper. That's one thing because you can put a lot more layers on that. This one you could probably put about 4 or 5 layers on it. So it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But I've been really trying to get everybody to try and let our colors run together. And we'll just see if we've got another. This is how we will build the bark up on this tree. Just by now that it's dried, I can go back in and this little knot hole right here. And I'm using my rigger because I want nice skinny lines. I'm just putting some bark in there. And we got it looks like the light is hitting on this side, shining through the leaves. And it's just amazing how the watercolors will, you know, let you express that. The lights and the darks coming together. Like I say, then you have to decide, you know, how dark. And I always tell myself, check that, because, you know, you just don't want to go too dark. You can go lighter, but it's real hard to go from dark back to light. It's hard to get the light back in. Now see, I have a little leaf that's kind of loose here that doesn't have any connection, so I'm just going to put a little branch in there so it has a place to be. All right, now let's go back down here and we'll just finish these rocks and stuff in here real quick. I want to just help you with that too. Again, all the same colors. If we put something different in there, it'll stick out like a sore thumb now, okay? So let's turn these rocks into something here. Let's put a couple rocks in here. Just going to soften that with some water now. Trying to paint over it, just blend it in. There's already, if you remember, we have that under painting. So I've got those. I've already got some colors under there that I can play with. The rocks. I'm going to take water and just right here, I'm going to lighten this spot right here. Okay, now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to define some more of these other rocks. Got one right here. I'm just putting the dark in first on these ones because these are like little piles of rocks. And again, I'll go back in and rinse my brush. I got that undercolor, so I'm just going to pull that color that I put on there. Rinse. See that light rock in there? That's okay. Leave it light. You know that name. You know that not. You know that sound. It's probably my telemarketer calling me today. That's the only. It's so sad when the only people you get to call you are the telemarketers, right? Gosh, we'll go home and check our phone, and it's like, oh, geez, we were really popular today, weren't we? All right, so I've got lines in there, and I'll go back in with water, just kind of lighten it up on the top where the light would be hitting. Because we don't want to have just a mass of rocks here. Oh, that pretty little leaf that sticks out right in there. See if I can put a little color behind it, a little bit of back painting to make that leaf stick out. A little leaf right there. There's one right here too. We'll just make them stand out a little bit more. And I'm painting light, but I can go back in and I can enhance it with some dark. But we are getting a rock. You know, you can see the rock starting to form. I'll put a couple more right here. We're so lucky here in Wyoming. We've got some beautiful rocks to play with, and a little bit of darker right now, right in here, because this tree will be shading it. Letting the colors run. That's okay. That's all right. Let them run. These rocks are wet over here, remember? They're just nice and damp. So I could still mess around with them. Let's put another color in there. A little bit of the leaf color. Just got a little bit right there. There we go. We got a tree on a rock, and we let it paint itself. We really did. I'm really kind of happy with this new technique, and I'm going to keep messing with it, and I hope you will try some of your own ideas with this. And I want to thank everybody for tuning into our class. Do I have enough time to do a quick demo on a sky, or are we done?
I think we're about done.
I did good.
We're almost an hour.
All right. Didn't even know that. Where'd that hour go? All right. Thank you for coming.